to be back and have you with me. So, I have a little bit of a different video planned today. It's not going to be your typical 350Z content. The reason for that is I picked up an Infiniti G35. So you're going to see this car pop up now in some content as well. So the premise of this video today is to list off the common issues with the Infiniti G35. And mainly, so if there's someone out there that's watching is interested in buying a G35, you can look out for these things because they're almost guaranteed to happen if they already didn't. So, and at the same time, I can do a walk around of my car, and you get to get a little idea of what I have bought, and it'll give you an insight as to some upcoming content as well. So I have I bought this is a 2004 Infiniti G35, and got it for a good price, and it's going to be my next project car. Not dailying it. I'm not going to sell it or flip it. Blah blah blah. It's basically going to be the next 350Z. So I got a lot of big plans, and it should be fun. So let's just jump right into the video, and I'll show you what I have going on here. This particular G35, it's the 2004. It's the base, nothing special about it. It's automatic. Doesn't have the Brembos, so it's not it's nothing fancy. It only has 130,000 kilometers on it. It's not in miles, kilometers, which is relatively low for 2004. It's relatively clean. That was one thing I really looked out for. So that'll bring us up to issue number 1 with these cars. These G35s, the coupes, are known to build up debris and salt, and well, I'm in Canada, so we have harsh winters here, and we use salt on the roads. So anyway, a lot of rust, a lot of debris builds up in here, in this crevice right here inside the wheel wells. So it creates holes. It eventually rusts out and creates holes. They're known for right on that corner to rust, and it's not a good thing because you got to look out for it because it's hidden by the side skirt and that little piece of rubber there. It's all nice and hidden, so you can't really see it. So you'd have to specifically look for it. And if it gets bad enough, it can go right along the side skirt as well, like up underneath on the rocker panel. It's not the case with this one. This one's clean underneath. I had the side skirt off. It's all good. So that's definitely one thing to look out for when purchasing a G35. So while we're down here, another issue as well. I've seen a few G35s with this missing, and so there's a molding on the bottom of the door that always gets damaged on these G35s. From opening the door, hitting it off the curbs, hitting it off whatever, other vehicles, blah blah blah. So mine is currently cracked. These pieces you have to actually buy from Infiniti. You can't buy them aftermarket, not as I don't know of any you can get aftermarket. So a lot of guys just rip them off. They don't run them, or you go buy new ones. But I'm planning to get a new one because I don't want to see this gap. It's a piece of weather stripping. It serves a purpose. It keeps the water and debris outside of that area, so it doesn't take anything on. But anyway, I'll be buying a new set, and yeah, that's one of the known things. And they're not cheap either. They're like $150 each from Infiniti. So that's another little issue to keep an eye for, and you have to buy them painted. They come in a painted option. So moving right along here, I haven't done much with the car since I've purchased it, other than getting it mechanically sound. As you can see, I have brand new brakes on the rear. I had to change it. I put new shocks in the back, new springs, new brakes, new sway bar links, new wheel bearings. I put all new tires around. I painted all 4 wheels because the paint was just wearing off them, and they were all different colors. Some were black, some were silver. So that was done. I picked up a set of 2006 taillights as well. Changed out the 04s. They just have more of an aggressive look. They're like more 3D type, and they're more just more aggressive looking. So that brings us to the rear. Might as well show you guys this. So another infamous thing with the G35s, the exhaust cracks off. the muffler, I should say. So I picked up a used muffler for the car. It was just off another G35. Guy was parting it out. So these exhausts, or the muffler section of these cars, are known to crack right here on the flange. So you see a lot of G35s with a piece of pipe welded from here. They're cut off. They cut the flanges off, and then they put a piece of pipe from here to here, and just makes it all one piece. So these flanges are known to split and start leaking. But anyway, I was lucky enough to find one of these mufflers for cheap, and I threw it on. So I'm not planning on rocking this exhaust, which probably a lot of you guys aren't either. But I'm gonna eventually get rid of this exhaust and just I'll put an aftermarket one on, obviously. But for the time being, it was nice to find one. So that's something to keep an eye out for when you're buying a G35. That's a known thing. Another issue to watch out for as well is the G35s are infamous for it. The bracket. I don't know if you can see it. I got a brand new one installed, but the bracket that holds the license plate lights always rusts out. This is wide open to the elements. This just stays like this, which is to me it's a poor design, but it just takes on all debris and everything. And this bracket like I said, that holds the lights, it rusts out. It gets in really rough shape, and that needs replacement. And as you know, to pass MVI, you need these lights shining on your license plate. So unfortunately, you'd probably have to buy one if that one was gone, or you can always make one. You know, whatever is easier. That bracket was I think it was $80 from Infiniti, so I just bit the bullet and bought one. So moving right along, and this particular G35 is relatively clean. I was very pleased with it. It's very minimal. There's minimal rust on it, and it does need a little bit of body work. Like there's a few dings and stuff. Like nothing major, nothing that I won't be able to fix. Another little ding there. More just no big deal. I'll release this guys to you now in this video as well. I'm planning on doing a full G37 front end swap. That's part of my plans. So that fender is irrelevant. It's going to be gone. Bring us to our next issue. This one had it as well. So this one has a lot of the main issues, but I'm after fixing quite a few of them. But anyway, this one here, this next issue is the door latch, or the locking mechanism in this. So it might it's just not just only the G35. This happens to other cars as well, but I've seen a lot of these G35s with this issue. It's like a known thing. When you put the key in, you try to turn it, it doesn't do anything. So what happens? This is just from lack of use. Guys, you're just using the buttons in the door, or using your key fob, and this just doesn't get used. So this one in particular, I could get the key in, but I couldn't turn it either way, and it wasn't functioning. You can take this apart. You just get access to it through this hole. I can do it. I'll probably put up a video of exactly how to do that later. I took it apart, cleaned it all up, and then lubed it up, cleaned it up, and put the mechanism back together, and now it works perfectly. So that's another known issue. Okay, moving right along to the engine bay here, guys, and I want to talk about the next issue with these cars, and this issue actually applies to the 350Z as well. So the issue is oil consumption. There's an issue with the DE engines for oil consumption. My 350Z, for example, has the DE engine, has the rev up, which is apparently supposed to be worse for oil consumption, but I've never had an issue with oil consumption myself. I don't know if it's because the kilometers are lower on the car, and I don't rag on the car too much either, so that could be part of it, but I don't know. Anyway, I haven't had the issue, but it is a known thing with these engines that there's oil consumption. So obviously, when you go in to look at one of these cars used, my suggestion would be to go right to the dipstick in the engine. Pull the dipstick, see if it's on the lower end side of the stick, the oil level. If it is, then it's a sure sign that it could have oil consumption issues. If you go in and it's at a good level, or it's high at a proper level on the dipstick, you'll never know. Maybe the owner topped it up before you came and looked. You'll never really know, but that is it's an indicator anyway if it is low. But so there's that. And you can also get someone to make sure the car is cold when you go to look at it. get someone to start the car. You go in the back and look at the exhaust when you start it from a cold start. See if it smokes blue. If it smokes blue, or really any time during the cycle of the engine when it started, if it smokes blue, chances are it's burning oil. Also, another issue with them too, they just blow off a lot of oil internally, then it burns it off. It doesn't even necessarily come out of the exhaust. So a catch can helps with that too. You can put a catch can on the passenger side of the engine, and that helps with oil consumption as well. So there's that. And what else we have going on? Another thing that interested me as well with the G35 was that they don't come with a cover over the brake booster side. So I actually picked this one up. This is from a right-hand drive G35 / Skyline is what they're called in Japan. So anyway, I put the battery box cover, because that's the battery over on this side, as you can see. And this one is also labeled battery, but that's all that when they sell you the covers, that's all they have. That's all there is available is a battery cover. So anyway, I installed this because to me it just looks unfinished. When I first bought the car, I thought the cover was missing, and I thought I had to go buy one, like from OEM to get it. But anyway, I just specifically get the JDM cover. So that's one thing to also keep in mind as well. And to me, like, this is all exposed. There's seals going into the car from here as well. Like if water gets down in this, can it get down into to the floor of the driver's side? Probably, yeah. It's exposed. So guys, that pretty much wraps it up for the video on the issues with the G35. You know, there's not many issues. There's to me, like, they're not really worth even, like, would it deter me from buying a G35? No. You know, they're minor issues. Like, it's just something to keep an eye for when you're looking for one, if you're interested in buying one. But also keep in mind, guys, when you're buying any car, like, it doesn't matter if it's a G35 or not. Like, for me, I took the serial number on this G35 and I ran it to, in Canada, they have Carfax. So I took the VIN number, put it into the Carfax system, and I checked to see if it had any damage, if it had any liens. It all came back clear. Obviously, I wouldn't have bought it if something had to come up. But that was step number one. I did that even before I went and looked at it. And then, obviously, when you go to look at any car, make sure it's, you go through everything, make sure it's mechanically sound. Like, has it been painted before? Is there any damage that has just not been reported? Is it running fine? The obvious checks. So this video was just to help you with the minor defects on a G35. So that's basically it. I hope this helped you with the with any future potential purchases for a G35. So if you have any comments, put them in the video or in the section below the video. If you liked it, shoot a little like, and you can also subscribe to the Jigs and Wheels channel. And follow me on Instagram at cr_Doyle. I'm on there posting things all the time. So yeah, see you in the next video.